right, we're going to jump into a bonus session here on the 30-minute strategy session. We just did one today with Jorge, who's also a CPA, and so we're going to bring Jorge in here. And Jorge, you did the 30-minute strategy session through Legacy Partners, got involved with some of the other mastermind groups, some of the other things, and you invited a friend actually today to go ahead and do the 30-minute strategy session with Elise. He did that, and then he had the review. I did the review today. I was just blown away by Chris and how amazing he was. His personality was really complex. One test showed one thing, another test showed another thing. It was really cool. It was neat to go ahead and say, hey, Chris, was your dad a firstborn? And he's like, wow, you guys are so good at what you do. How do you know that? Jorge, what would you recommend for, CPAs or other business owners? Why are you introducing individuals to the 30-minute strategy session, the gift 30-minute strategy session? And how did you find that to go ahead and impact, Chris? And how do you think that will impact Chris's business and your business as well?
Well, first, I appreciate Elise and yourselves to help Chris and me in this endeavor, because Chris is a very good friend of mine and a client of our office for over 10 years or so. And he's starting a new business, and evidently I can do it the old way I know, with numbers. But with this that I'm learning on the personalities and the DOS and all this, then I think, and I know now, that it's more helpful to him while I'm learning the system. So he's very, very excited about it. He called me after the call, and he said, hey, Mark was talking about a coffee connection. Don't forget to include me on the next one. Okay.
It's interesting because Chris is like a lot of people, and, they're a little cautious, or, he had said one of the things that he'd love help on to improve is to trust people. But then I think it said something, trust the right people or trust appropriately. And so he had a lot of great insight into that. I think it's hard, Jorge, to trust, people. And when people are like the 30-minute strategy session, am I going to be sold something? 97% of everything in Life Masteries is free. There's a whole white paper library with over 80 white papers on all different conceivable topics. There's mastermind groups that are free. There's recordings that are free. It's this huge resource through Engineered Clarity, Life Masteries Institute, and Legacy Partners. Any suggestions that you would give to CPAs in being able to recognize, listen, this is going to be something that's good. You want to make it available to every one of your clients. The 30-minute strategy session, having somebody else do that, or, a volunteer or somebody that, with Legacy Partners Life Masteries, or they can learn how to do the 30-minute strategy session themselves, which can open up a lot of additional consulting opportunities, business opportunities, referral opportunities for clients. And again, it's only 30 minutes. Any suggestions or tips on how to help CPAs kind of get over that hump of not trusting people, of, just jump in, dive in and do it. Don't overthink it. Don't analyze it to death. Just jump in and do it. Any suggestions you'd have, Jorge, on that?
One of the things that has happened to me is that evidently we know our numbers, we know our structure, we know our checklist, but one thing that we are not good at and we don't know a lot is about personality, because we probably tell something to a client, and even if they trust us, they go to their office and they have either a wife or husband or partner or supervisor, employees, and whatever recommendation doesn't go well, then because there's personality issues that I'm not aware of, he is not aware of, or she's not aware of, and their employee is not aware of either. So that's an area where we don't get our CPA license with any of that training. So it is something that we need, and I notice I'm lacking and learning, but most of us CPAs are not very good at that other area of personality.
Right. And you had mentioned before, like you're out of, if somebody was interested, like you, I've met a lot of CPAs. You know, my oldest brother's a CPA. I've been working with CPAs for almost 30 years now. And you are very, very different. Like you approach it as a fellow business owner, and you do the taxes and all the other things that, you know, and consulting that CPAs do. But in addition to that, you really look at, hey, how can we help a business owner, a leader, how can we help them put systems in place to, you know, have the business that they want to have? If somebody was interested in connecting with you, Jorge, you know, you're out of San Antonio, but you do business all over the country, all over the world. How would somebody connect with you, Jorge?
At my page, www.herreracpacia.com. Herrera is HERRERA, CPACIA.com.
Nice. And is there a phone number that if somebody wanted to connect with you, or is it best to do it through the website?
The phone number 210-341-2300.
Nice. And you had mentioned, Jorge, that, you know, part of it, you know, you've been in how long have you owned your practice there?
Independently, 22 years.
Nice. Nice. And you'd said for, you know, a number of decades as a CPA, as a business owner, that you used to do I don't know what it was, like you'd think through everything, and you'd often take up so much time or energy thinking that you didn't have a chance to do some things for your own business, not for your client's business. You're like totally engaged in there and helping them, but, you know, for your own business. But you changed that. How did you do that mentally, where you went from kind of seeing, you know, thinking, doing, or thinking, seeing, doing, and you just, like, how did you learn to trust the integrity of the system, you know, so well for engineer clarity and all the pieces that go along with that?
Well, I have been in my first CPA license. I got it in Mexico in 1985, so more than 30 years ago. And then I got my Texas license in 1991, almost 30 years now, 28 years. Then I did work for several companies, and I think I have accomplished several things that I'm very proud of. But one of the things that I got from another CPA who is now retired, he was saying, you're not getting faster than a 25-year-old coming out of college with a master's degree, but what you have is experience. But now I need to know how to transfer that experience, especially to my daughter, who is now a CPA candidate, and I want to help her, but also the same way I'm learning how to transfer my knowledge to somebody else and having a second phase of my business, then I say I can help my clients on that.
Right.
How to have more time, how to sell their business, how to increase the value without working 7 days a week.
There's a new group, you and I, and a number of, you know, business owners that are in similar age range as we are, that are part of, and it's actually through Legacy Partners, and it's BWWM, so Business Working Without Me, and that's really exciting, some of the tools and the assessment tools that are there, and then just the camaraderie and saying, you know, comparing best practices in all different industries. So there's not just one industry. I think in a lot of industries, whether it's, you know, CPA or mortgage or insurance or real estate or anyone, manufacturing, it seems like it's kind of incestuous where we just hang around people that are just like us. But if we can cross-pollinate in different industries, then we're able to do that in the most amazing way. And you've escalated now. You are starting to get exposure because you trusted the integrity of the system. And so now Legacy Partners, Life Masteries Institute, you're connected in with that. You're starting to get promoted, you know, all over the country as a speaker. You're going out to Maryland to participate and speak out there. You've got a whole bunch of people flying into San Antonio in January, at a mastermind seminar event. You're looking at setting up a coffee connection, which is a local group of business owners and community leaders to say, hey, how can I go ahead? And all of this, like, it doesn't take you time. It actually gives you time. So if you invest an hour into the right systems and the right networks, it doesn't cost you an hour. It actually gives you 3 hours back because of leverage. So I want to congratulate you, Jorge. You stand out. You're amazing. You've accomplished more in a couple months than some CPAs have in years or decades, because you've trusted the integrity of the system. Any suggestions for other CPA, or any business owner, like, why can they trust the integrity of the system, Jorge?
Why? I don't know. Just do it. That's it. If you don't like it, you can get away very fast. And one of the things I was talking with Chris earlier today is I told you, Mark, I have been following up with your pages and your presentations for about 5 years. So 5 years ago, I didn't understand anything. Then 3 years ago, I didn't trust that this was going to work. And then this year I said, you know what, I better going to do it. And if it doesn't work, I just take it out of my back burner. Why to keep it in the back burner for 5 years? Let it put it to the front, do it. If it doesn't work, I will prove that it doesn't work. But it's working.
What's nice is there's not like a lot of companies when you get into things, or just any programs that you get into, there's so many that are free that don't charge anything for it. And the ones that you can connect with if you want to within the network, most of those, there's not any type of a commitment. It's on a month-by-month basis. And so it's something that people can, test out, look at, go through that. It's not something that takes a lot of time or energy. So I just, again, congratulations. If you're listening to the rebroadcast, who can you share this with? Like, who do you want to start a coffee connection? The Coffee Connections, Life Masteries Institute, Legacy Partners, they put together this amazing system where you get together weekly. They've got all the curriculum. There's no cost. Like, it's unbelievable. At least when we did the recording, there's no cost. Maybe in the future they're going to charge something. What they do is they encourage that if you gain benefit, then you make a contribution, so they can continue to service people all over the world and bring value to businesses and connections to community-based organizations. But you can get started at a Coffee Connection, helping other people as you help them. They help you, and together, our businesses, we can accomplish so much more than we ever could on our own. Again, if you have any questions, connect with the individual who invited you to participate in this, or you can call toll-free 888-230-2300. That's 888-230-2300. Or outside the U.S., you can call 630-393-9909. That's 630-393-9909. And again, remember, we can accomplish so much more together than we ever could on our own. God bless, and have an amazing day. Bye-bye.